what is up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Just a Vision. This is your girl and yo daddy here, Jaquel Viola, and I'm back with another motherfucking video. Alright guys, yes, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited because I have so much in store for you guys, and I have so much in store for myself this year, and I can't wait. But I don't want to jinx myself, so I kind of just gotta try to relax and go with the flow and just let everything happen as it's supposed to. Even though I'm a little impatient, but I'm gonna work on that. But yes guys, before I get into the video though, I know I always show you guys my outfit, but like in this case I really can't because I have really no space. I'm in the car again. I was gonna go to the park, but it was a little chilly outside earlier, and so we went to the new house that we're working on, and so I'm just sitting in front of the house while Dennis is in there working on it. And basically it looks like it's warm, but I bet you if I open up this door right now, it's still gonna be cold. It's not too bad, but it still has a little bit of a breeze. The sun can be very deceiving, guys. So, just to let you know. So that's the thing. Yes, so I'm in the car because of that reason, and I don't have enough space, so I can't really show you my outfit, but I can tell you guys a little bit about it, which is not anything too crazy or too special. It's just that I'm kind of going to this interview type thing later, so I had to get, you know, a little bit professional. So I just have on like a black and like tan colored polo, and then I have on my tan colored joggers, khaki type things, and then I just have on a black Timbs. It's nothing too crazy or too special. And like I said, it was a little chilly outside earlier, so that's why I threw this on. This is not anything that's supposed to go with my outfit. It was just a little cold outside. So, and I didn't want to put a hoodie on because I didn't want to mess my beautiful voluptuous bun up. You feel me? But if you guys like my outfit, you can still screenshot or do whatever you want. Your choice. But yes, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited, and the title / topic of this video is actually something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while now. And for a while, I mean since probably last year, but at the same time I didn't want to go too far into detail because I wasn't really sure what was going on, and I wanted to do more research myself and to know what I was getting myself into and to know what was happening to me. So, with that being said, today's title / topic of this video is spiritual awakening, or what is a spiritual awakening. And, you know, some of you guys might not be interested in it, which that's okay, but the ones who are interested in it, go ahead and watch this video. And if you like it, then give me some feedback and let me know if, you know, this is something that you're going through or that you have experienced for yourself, because I know that this is something that honestly just like blew my mind. So basically, I'm going to give you a little bit of, you know, the general idea of what a spiritual awakening is. I have what I found online of what a spiritual awakening is, and then I have what this guy that I watched in a video, he explained it, and I was like, wow, that's literally what happened to me. And then I'm going to explain to you guys my personal spiritual awakening story. So to begin with, spiritual awakening. What is a spiritual awakening? Well, what I found online is that, to put it in simple words, a spiritual awakening, it marks the beginning of your initiation on your spiritual path, which you're probably like, yeah, that makes total sense, which it kind of does, you know. But yes, on your spiritual path, and it doesn't mean, you know, you have to become like religious or anything. You don't have to fit into one certain religion. It just means that you're trying to get more in tune with nature, more in tune with the universe, more in tune with, you know, whatever higher power that you believe in, knowing that everything's going to be okay, knowing that, you know, life is all a whole, we're all here for a reason. But without it, you know, our spiritual awakenings, we go through life pursuing the emptiness of money, fame, power, and respect in an attempt to find happiness. So basically, instead of trying to find our inner happiness, you know, within our souls and within ourselves and within our minds, we try to go out there and find happiness. Try to find happiness by, you know, having a whole bunch of friends, having, you know, a whole bunch of relationships, you know, having money, having the big luxurious things. We go out and we try to find, you know, happiness in other things rather than within ourselves. But that's not really how life is supposed to be. Like, you're supposed to be able to, you know, just genuinely live a happy life, and then you are able to obtain these things that just add on to it. But in this style, in this day in life, people go out and they look for the materialistic things to find happiness in, and that's not really what you're supposed to be doing. And I mean, you can have a whole bunch of stuff, but at some point you're just going to be like, dang, this is just stuff. I'm not truly happy. And you're going to probably try to go out and figure out, you know, how to find that true happiness within yourself. So usually, spiritual awakenings, they occur at the most unexpected times, and you really cannot plan for them. It's kind of like a tornado that comes into your life and it just starts to stir everything up, and you are just filled with like all these mixed emotions, feelings, and you don't really know what to expect. It's like this feeling, you just literally, like, you wake up. It's like you wake up and you're the same person, but at the same time you're different. Your whole mindset and your whole perspective just changes. And usually when these spiritual awakenings occur, it's usually a cry for help. It's usually your soul's cry for help. It's usually your soul trying to, you know, find the inner peace and find the happiness, find your inner child. Your soul is asking you to try to, you know, find what in life truly makes you happy, find out what your purpose is, what you're supposed to be doing. What else does this have? So I put that it literally wakes you up and you start to see the world differently. But it's kind of like a lens, like getting either like new glasses or like a new camera lens or contacts or whatever it is, but life becomes more clear to you and for you, and you start to try to figure out what your purpose is in life. You start to realize that we are a whole, everything in life as a whole. Every human being, every, you know, plant, every, you know, animal species, we're all a whole, and we're all connected in some way. We're all connected to the divine, the divine of the universe. We're all, you know, on this earth for a reason. We were put here for a reason. We're all one, but we just have to figure out why we are one, or what we can do to be able to create this oneness for the whole universe. Because a lot of people just go through lives living it like individually, and they don't really know what their purpose is, and they're not really sure why they're here. They don't really know why anybody is really here. But once you have a spiritual awakening, you start to realize that you are here for a reason, and you kind of want to change the world. You want to make a greater impact on the world, and you want to see what you can do, what opportunities you have, and how life is actually supposed to be lived. What else did I write down? I wrote down that you realize what you need to start, or what you need to do to start living a happy and healthier and joyous, fulfilled life. You want to be able to help others. You want to be able to make a difference, because you see what the world really is. So you see that, you know, there's pollution out there. You see that there's animals out there struggling. You see the world as what it really is. So basically it's like, you know that, you know, these natural disasters occur for a reason, you know, poverty for a reason. It's just that you realize everything happens for a reason, and everything, you know, is, I don't even know really how to explain it more than that. It's just like, you just know that there's something wrong in the world, and you want to be able to fix it. You want to be able to make a great change, because you see the world for what it really is. Most people just go through life living it day to day. They don't think about, you know, the outside world, what's really occurring, what's really going on. They're just, you know, just going with the flow. They're not even paying attention to the news. I mean, it's okay to not pay attention to the news, but for most people, they just go through life, and they don't really see what the bigger picture is in life. So that was kind of like the general idea of what a spiritual awakening is. And so the video that I found to be very, very helpful, and what I was trying to figure out what was happening to me, was this video of by this guy named Aaron Doughty, I think it's called. And he has a whole bunch of videos on spiritual awakenings, symptoms, and, well, not really symptoms, but signs of a spiritual awakening, you know, what to look for, how to raise your vibration, how to figure out in life what your purpose is. And he has a bunch of great videos, and I will put his link down in the description box below, so you should check him out. And he also has a lot of videos and a lot of notes and stuff and interesting content on his Instagram, so I'll probably put that down in the description box below. But this is something that really gave me a better understanding on what a spiritual awakening really is. So basically what I learned from his video, other than, you know, it's you waking up and seeing the world for what it really is, it's basically an awakening is a dimension of reality beyond the confines of the ego. And the ego is our exclusive sense of self. So it's either self or I. And this usually occurs for whatever reason that the ego somehow lets go so that the higher self or spirit can rise within. So instead of, you know, just thinking about yourself all the time and you just think of I can't do this, I can't do that, you try to just let go and you let the higher spirits come into your body, and it helps you, or they try to steer you in the right direction. You literally wake up because this higher presence has now, you know, cried itself out, and you're finally realizing what you're supposed to be doing here, how you can, you know, make the world a better place, and you see the bigger picture. And it's actually a really crazy experience, but I've been enjoying it. So the average individual is more of an archetype than a human. So basically what I learned in Aaron's video is that we're basically immortal spiritual beings just in a physical body. So we have, you know, these spirits and these souls. We were just put into a body so that way we were able to, you know, go out and make a difference in the world. Okay, we were all put on this earth for a reason. We don't know what our purpose is yet. Most of us don't know what our purpose is yet unless they have some type of spiritual awakening. Then they realize, you know, this is what I was put on this earth for. So basically, it says that it is the return of what the Taoists call the original spirit. A spiritual awakening is when the spirit and the soul, it cries out for help, and it wants you to be able to raise your vibrations. It wants you to be able to let the spirit through, let the universe in through your body, and know that it's always out to support you. So Aaron said that it's not so much of attaining a new perspective in life, but it's more so of letting go of the perspectives that we already have. And the perspectives that we already have are basically conditioned thinking and attachment to these different ego ideologies. And really, those are just the ones that we acquired from our environment. Okay, these are the conditions that we, and perspectives that we learn, you know, growing up. The first day we were born, we learned how to do this, we learned how to do that. You know, different religions have different views on this, that, and the other, and we grow up learning these things or thinking that these are the way of things are supposed to be happening. But once you have a spiritual awakening, your mind is just like, you know what, I'm gonna become more open-minded and optimistic. I'm gonna, you know, just see what other type of perspectives and views I can get myself into, and see how they make me feel, and if I fit into these descriptions. And so basically you pretty much let go of your old conditioned ideas, and you let all these new ones sprout through. You let go of the past and you let these new ones come through. You let go of the identity that our ego has desperately been holding on to. So you're letting go of these preconceived notions that you already have, what your family has already taught you. So basically when you have a spiritual awakening, it's basically like you being reborn again, because when you're born, you know, you don't really have any thinking. It's called an acquired mind. It's a set of mundane conditional things that we collect since birth. So basically you just wake up again. You literally wake up, and it's like a rebirth. You wake up and you see the world for what it really is, and you start to have these new ideas and these new concepts and these new just ways of life, and you want to be healthier, freer. You want to be able to get in tune with nature and just let the universe handle it. That's honestly what a spiritual awakening is, because our ego wants to know and achieve enlightenment, and what we perceive to be true is reflected back on us. So not everything that we perceive to be true is actually true, because everybody has their own perspective on, you know, what's true and what's a lie, or what's right and what's wrong. So letting go of these perspectives that we were taught, learned, or grew up thinking. That's what I said, grew up thinking. So when you have a spiritual awakening, you let go of what we grew up, you know, thinking, and you let these new ideas and these new thoughts and these new things just flow into your life. And when we are either awakened or enlightened, we reset, basically, like I said, we reset our perspectives. We're reborn. We start to have new perspectives, and we just, on the path and on a search for what really is. What can I do to make myself have a better life? What can I do to be the best version of myself? What can I do to make a great impact and change in the world for a better place, for not even just myself, but for everyone and every species in it? So it's basically like you go back to that childhood mentality, because it's like when we're birthed, we don't really know anything, but as we go through life, we learn this, that, and the other. So we have to go back to that like mentality, so where we can start to explore and go beyond. We have to have an imagination. You have to explore the unknown, because in reality, guys, sorry, I just keep mumbling and jumbling, but in reality, guys, we don't really know anything. We really don't know the answers to anything. We know that, we're born and that we die. And we know that, or what we grew up learning is that, some of us go to heaven, some of us go to hell. But once you have a spiritual awakening, you start to think outside the box. You start to think more, and you're like, does this really happen? Does that really happen? Why did this happen? You start to have all these questions in your head, and you want to know the answers. But at the same time, you probably won't ever get, the specific answer that you're looking for. So basically, guys, now that I've given you some type of, background information on what a spiritual awakening is, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my spiritual awakening. Because, everybody grows up having, like it says, an acquired set of ideas, attachments, and, different things from what they learn from their family, people at school, and just their external environment. We have these preconceived notions, but when we have a spiritual awakening, it's like I said, it's literally like you're waking up. Your body just wakes up, and like you're reborn again. You have all these new thoughts, these new ideas, and you just want to be able to explore. So, in my case, my spiritual awakening honestly started last year, and it was actually last year in January. And at that time, I was in a bad place. I don't want to say I was like in a bad place. I was, but I wasn't. I mean, I was in a bad relationship. It was very toxic. I mean, we tried to work it out, or should I say we, or I shouldn't say we, I should say I tried to work it out, but obviously that's not the way, it was supposed to be, or it wasn't meant to be that way. So I took the initiative. So basically what had happened was, her and I had a really bad argument, and in that relationship the whole time I felt like I wasn't loved enough. I wasn't good enough. I was never going to be good enough, and I was distracted from going after my goals and my dreams, and I was very stressed out. And I really just didn't know what to do anymore. We weren't really talking in the relationship. We really weren't even acting like we were in a relationship. We didn't hug, we didn't kiss, we stopped doing that stuff. And it kind of made me feel lonely, and I didn't know what to do. I cried. I just felt like I wasn't good enough. And like the spiritual awakening says, it says that it's basically the soul's cry for help. The soul finally wants to be happy, finally wants to be able to go with the flow and just live life how it's supposed to actually be lived. And so, one night, that we had that argument or whatever, and a couple days later, we were just sleeping, and I just woke up out of nowhere. Literally, I just woke up out of nowhere. I woke up and I just started writing down like a New Year's resolutions list, because it was the beginning of 2019. It was January. And I just started writing things down about, going with the flow of life, not letting people treat me less than the way, not letting people treat me less than I deserve. I started writing down about just going with the flow of life, not letting people treat me less than I deserve to be treated, to go spread peace, love, and positivity wherever I go, to go after my goals, to go after my dreams, and to just start living my life how I truly wanted to live it. And so after that night, because I was so stressed out, I'd been crying, I didn't know what to do anymore. I guess after that fight and after, that night and everything, my soul finally just said, you know what, I'm done with it. I'm done putting up with the bullshit from everybody, and I finally want to be happy. And I always went out and tried to be with, you know, people to find my happiness. And like I told you guys before, people in life usually go after things to find their happiness instead of looking within themselves. But I realized that I had to find my happiness within myself, and that's what I started to do. So I started writing down, you know, a whole bunch of stuff, going after my goals, going after my dreams, not letting people treat me like shit, being the best version of myself that I could possibly be, spreading the peace, love, and positivity wherever I go. And then after that, I broke up with her. And I mean, I just sat down with her and I was like, listen, you know, this is not working out, obviously. I just want what's best for you. I just want what's best for me. And I broke up with her, and that was the end of it. I mean, she tried to cause a whole bunch of drama, but I just let her say what she had to say, because you know what, there's no point in trying to fight it. Karma will get her back in the end. I'm not gonna get revenge, because then I'll just get karma back on me, and I don't need that in my life. I don't need to be stressed out, so I just let that happen. So after that, you know, she moved out and everything, and every day I just started, you know, reading different things, looking up what was going on with me, because I really wasn't sure. But I also wasn't really the religious type of person. I never really have been. My parents didn't force us too much to go to church or anything. I mean, when we were younger, we went to like Sunday church and stuff like that, Sunday school or whatever you want to call it. We did that a little bit, and then, you know, I was in 7th and 8th grade. I went to like church on Wednesdays, youth group and all that. Then I stopped going. And so I never really was the one to say that I believed in God. But at the same time, once I started having my spiritual awakening, I started questioning it. I started questioning, you know, is there really a God out there? Is there a higher power out there? Is there something out there in the universe that's, you know, telling us or telling me that I'm, you know, supposed to be going after this, going in this direction? And I started to ask myself, well, if there is really a God out there, does he love me? Does he love me because I'm gay? Does he love me because, you know, I don't particularly dress like a girl? Does he love me because I'm black, or not really black, but I'm half black? Does he love me? For a whole bunch of different questions, I started to question myself. And then, you know, people in my life started to come in and start talking to me about like different things about God and just the universe, and I was like, wow, like the universe actually is like talking to me. So then at the same time, I started seeing things fall into place, and I started seeing things, you know, show up more often, kind of like numbers. And then I realized that during like a spiritual awakening, I mean, I don't know if you guys believe in this or not, but your angels out there, there's numbers that if you see them all the time, it's trying to, you know, give you an answer, or it's trying to, you know, lead you in the right direction. It's trying to tell you something. So I started seeing the number 22 everywhere, or 222, or 222, and I literally see that number everywhere, and that literally means something about you're going in the right direction in life, you're balancing and harmony, and everything's come together. So I'm trying to just take that as, you know, a sign telling me that life is going in the order that it's supposed to be going in, and I need to be able to just go with the flow. But with that, at the same time, with a spiritual awakening, you're gonna have a lot of highs, and you're gonna have a lot of lows. You're gonna have a lot of, you know, thoughts and filled with emotions, and you're just honestly gonna be so, like, you'll be stressed a little bit, but it's like, what is going on? Because one day you feel like you have everything, you know, under control, and the next day you start feeling like, wow, like I don't even know what to do anymore. It's a crazy experience. There's a lot of ups and downs, but you have to have faith, and you have to honestly believe that everything's gonna be all right. And that's what I've been doing. After, you know, I had my spiritual awakening, everything was going good. I started my motivational quote videos. I've been doing that for almost a year now. I started my motivational YouTube channel, and I've been doing that for a little bit over a year now. And it's crazy though, because like I said, once you have a spiritual awakening, you'll start to see the syncrecy, or the syncrecy of things, where you like I said, like the numbers pop up more often, or a name pops up more often, or, you know, something, you know, you see all the time, or it just falls into place with one another. And for me, it's crazy because, like I said, the number 22 I've been seeing everywhere, and I'll be 22 this year. So I don't know, hopefully it's pointing me in the right direction. But after I started doing my YouTube channels and stuff like that, I had a little bit of a setback, so I had to go back to PA with my family, and I thought I was doing okay, but at the same time, I felt like my demons were coming back a little bit. I was a little bit more depressed, and I knew that I couldn't let myself get back into that position, because I don't want to be sad anymore. I actually truly want to be happy. I want to find out how to genuinely be happy, how to live my life to the fullest, how to go after my goals, how to go after my dreams, how to stop stressing, how to stop being so anxious. That's what I want for my life. I want to be able to do this, so I'm continuing my spiritual journey path, in such with my spiritual awakening process. So it all started last year. After that, like I said, I was in my parents, my demons were coming back, but I knew that I needed to do something in order to, you know, get out of that mindset. So, like I said, I moved to Georgia with Des, you can tell, and we've been doing a lot of stuff. And it's honestly a nice thing, or a nice feeling, to have somebody as well kind of be in the same position that you're in, because you don't really know what to expect at first. Some people are probably like, that's not really what's going on, but at the same time, there's other people out there that know what a spiritual awakening is, and they're in the same, you know, kind of mindset and state that you're in, and they want to be able to figure it out too. So it was kind of very nice to know that Des was kind of on the same page with me, and that she has also been helping me, you know, explore my spiritual journey as well as herself. And we've been, you know, reading books about, you know, spirituality, how to move through fear, how to be the best version of yourself possible, how to know that you're loved. Literally, we're just trying to do everything in order to get more in tune with the universe and try to be the best versions of ourselves possible. And I wouldn't have known any of this hadn't I woke up last year and just had some, like I said, a spiritual awakening where I just woke up and I just started thinking all these different things. I had a whole new perspective on life. I started to live my life how I wanted to live it. I do meditation now. I do my motivational quotes. I'm making my YouTube videos. I'm going after my goals. I'm going after my dreams. I'm working every day to work on myself personally, because I don't want to keep being depressed and sad anymore. I truly want to be happy, and I want to be able to help you guys out if you guys are also, you know, in the same state of mind, or on, you know, the same process that I'm on, or the same journey that I'm on. If you're in some type of spiritual awakening, you know, let me know. Maybe we can help each other. We can talk about different things, because I love talking about things. I'm crazy for a nice conversation, or a nice, you know, intellectual conversation with somebody, and I love learning. I love hearing different stories. So if you guys have a story as well, then let me know. And if this video, you know, helped you out a little bit, then you should definitely let me know, because this was something that I didn't know what it was at first, until I actually, you know, went deeper into it. I started looking online into what a spiritual awakening was and why I was feeling this, you know, different ways, because now I just want to be able to actually be able to make a greater impact in the world. And like I said on my video yesterday, or whatever day it was, my tattoo on my arm literally says live to motivate and inspire others, and that's what I go by, and that's what I've been going by way before I decided to even do any of my YouTube channels. But then my spiritual awakening, it really led me into the direction of life that I was supposed to be going in, and I feel so much more confident in myself. I feel so much more happier. I do have, like I said, I do have days where I just want to give up, but I know that if I keep going, and I know that if I keep pushing through the storm, there's going to be a rainbow at the end. Life is full of unexpected happenings. You never really know what's out there until you take the next step into putting yourself into the unknown and seeing what is out there for yourself. You never know what you're capable of unless you actually take the action to make the next step in life. And that's what I did. I took the action. I seen that that something was going on within myself, within my body, within my mind, and so I did my research on spiritual awakenings, learning as much as I could about it. And I know for a fact that this is something that I'm going through, and it is honestly been quite a journey. It's been quite a journey. It is a little scary at times, but at the same time, it's definitely a good journey to becoming who you are truly meant to be. It is definitely putting me on the right path in my life, and I've been so much happier, so much freer, and I have so much, you know, weight lifted off my shoulders. I haven't even actually dated anybody since last year, after I broke up with my ex-girlfriend. I mean, I tried to talk to like maybe 2 people, but that didn't happen. And then after that, I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna give myself a break and actually just focus on myself, and that's what I've been doing. And I can't even explain to you how much better I feel after I, you know, started going after, you know, my goals, my dreams, how I started, you know, changing myself for the better, and I started getting more in tune with nature, because there's so much I want to do. I want to be able to, you know, clean up the universe, help others out in need, help others out mentally, intellectually, whatever the case is. I want to be able to help others out. That is my biggest goal in life, and I really think that is my purpose, is to be a motivational speaker, an activist, an advocate, a transformational life coach, and just so much more, as well as psychologist. I want to start my own organizations, and just literally there's just so much stuff that I want to do, and I feel so much more confident now that I've had my spiritual awakening, and it's given me a lot more confidence, self-esteem, and I am so excited to see what life has in store for me, and I hope that, you know, maybe this video, you know, helped you guys out a little bit, and maybe we can get in contact with each other and, you know, talk about these different things and see what our lives, you know, have been since we've, you know, come into this journey, we've come into this process, guys. But, you know, normally I would give you some quotes at the end of my video, but this video is probably too long anyway already, and so I think I've just been mumbling. But like I said, if you like this video, make sure to leave a comment down below. Make sure to check out Aaron Doughty's Instagram and his videos if you're a little bit more interested and intrigued and you want to know more information, because I don't have too much information. I just have what I know and what I have taken notes on. But yes, if you like this video, and if, you know, something is occurring in your lifestyle like this and you aren't really sure but you want to learn more, comment down below, message me on my social medias, whatever the case is. But I hope that, you know, one day you can figure it out and that everything will be all right. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and I will be back with more videos. Peace.